Hey, what's going on there, YouTube? Welcome to another edition of Philly Brew Reviews. Let's drink a beer. So today we have something special. So my wife bought me the Mr. Beer kit. Now I know that home brewers everywhere are losing their minds right about now, but in reality, the Mr. Beer kit, if you don't know what it is a kind of all-in-one kit. I kind of showed it to you in one of my previous reviews, but it comes in a big box and it has a big plastic 8-liter container that you can ferment the beer in, and then it comes with a bunch of bottles, and it has the kits and everything, and everything is kind of pre-made. And it's sort of a gateway to teach people how to do home brewing in the comfort of their own home. And obviously, it's kind of the bare minimum of what you need to do home brewing. And there's been a lot of people who have doctored up Mr. Beer and things of that nature. But basically, the case came with a very basic classic American light version to brew with, and I've tried it out. And I will make another video. The next set that I do, the next batch that I brew, I'm going to do videos throughout, and I'm going to make one big video that's going to be kind of a review of the Mr. Beer equipment, as well as the process, and not really so much of the how-to, because I feel like a lot of you guys who are home brewers out there already kind of know what they're doing, but more or less a product review of Mr. Beer and see how it turns out. Now, that being said, a few days from today, 2 days from today is New Year's Eve, and I have a batch of this beer that I want to try. So I figured it would be fun to pour some of this beer and see what we got. Okay? Now, the one thing that I will tell you right off the bat that I'm not too keen about, or not too sure about at this point, is the carbonation factor. I'm pretty sure it's going to taste okay, but I realized I had it down here in the basement for most of the time, and I realized that the temperature down here in the basement was probably a little bit cooler than it needed to, especially for the carbonation to happen. A lot of times when it's under 68 degrees, carbonation will not occur at all. So I have this, I don't know if anybody's ever seen one of these. It's a Galileo thermometer. Basically, it has these glass balls that rise and fall with the temperature. So the bigger balls are higher temperature, so the less balls means hotter, the more balls means it's cooler. This 64-degree one down here was up a lot of times, and I was kind of fiddling with the temperature and trying to get it right. But, I just don't know how cool it was down here or not. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to open it up, and we're going to see how it turned out, okay? So we're going to review the beer, and it's my first time, so I'm hoping everybody understands what kind of a moment this is. It's really fun. It was really fun to do it, but it could also taste like absolute shit, so let's see what we got. Okay, so this is a bottle. This is, I think it's about a 20-ounce bottle. So I'm not going to drink the whole thing, but really, it's what we're looking at right now is to hear what it sounds like when we pull the cap off. So let's be quiet for a minute. Ooh, okay. Well, that's a good sound. Huh. It smells like a beer. All right, so really light beers, a lot of times, really all you smell is the grains. Very simple grain smell, and that's kind of what I'm getting here. Yeah, I mean, that's about it. It kind of smells sort of the way, the Heineken Light did, which Heineken Light was awful, so I hope this is a little bit better than that. Let's pour it and see if we have any carbonation whatsoever. Sure doesn't look like it. No head. No bubbles. There are a little bit of bubbles. But there was absolutely no head. And I really don't think that it carbonated correctly. So, see, it's all about trial and error with brewing beer. You just don't know what you're going to get a lot of times, especially the first time that you do it. So, obviously, I'll need to find a little bit of a warmer spot next time I do it just to see. But, really, tasting the beer is also a big deal, so let's see what it tastes like, and we'll see what we got. Okay. Well, it is completely flat. There's a very, very small amount of carbonation in there, but it's nowhere near what it should be. As far as taste, though, I gotta say it tastes like a light beer. It really does. There's a malty backbone to it, and the grains and hops, like I said, are very simple. The great thing about Mr. Beer is that even though it gives you everything you need to brew what it's telling you to brew, you can always add to it. So my plan right now is I think I have a porter up there. I want to put coffee. I want to try to do a coffee porter. And there's also a Hefeweizen. And I was thinking of maybe turning it into kind of an American wit beer and adding some lemon and orange zest to it to kind of make it more like a Blue Moon type of deal. We'll see. I just want to try, whether or not I like it or not isn't the point. I'm just trying to see what I can get away with at this point. I don't obviously want to ruin a bunch of batches of beer, but at the same time, I don't know. I mean, I can't really tell. It is pretty flat tasting, but there are some bubbles and there is some stuff going on the side of the glass here. But I'll be honest, like for the most part, taste-wise, it ain't terrible. It's really not terrible. It's very, very light though. It doesn't taste very alcoholic at all. Again, there's ways of adding more grain to it to kind of kick that up a notch as well. But again, this is all about trial and error. For a first time, I think I got to a point where, this beer is actually drinkable, which is good. But, on the other hand, it's not carbonated, so it doesn't really give you the fizz. Mouthfeel is pretty creamy, actually, strangely enough. I think that it does taste pretty fresh, obviously, for being a beer that, for the most part, is, homebrewed. I mean, I'm going to forego the usual rating things because this is obviously a terrible. I wouldn't call this a total failure. I'd say that this is probably a 75% success, right? Because I brewed beer, it looks like beer, it tastes like beer, it just wasn't carbonated right, and I knew that, and I should have moved it someplace warmer, to start the carbonation process. But again, I thought, it fermented fine down here, it was going to whatever. So, cheers. Happy New Year. Like I said, could be worse. Could be worse. I actually want to shake this one up because I'm going to be probably dumping the rest of it. But well, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely not carbonated to the level that it should be. It's definitely not. But like I said, it doesn't taste terrible. So, okay, I'll take it.